I don't know how long I'm gonna roll. When the winter, when the snow's out, even at night, the sky is a bit whiter and brighter, right? And I think it's supposed to be a sunny day, but while it's still dark, I am very tempted to try and get a bit more sleep. I know I have my usual late in the day nap, but um, we were both kind of up 3 hours. More chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not, or about 3 hours. Um, you know, um, with injuries and health, keeping us awake, and then um, it's weird because it doesn't feel like it was that long, and it's kind of hard to fathom that it was. But yeah, about 3:30 to about 5:30, um, maybe even 6. Uh, so I mean, this would be a perfect day, and since the mornings are darker, at this time of year, it would be the perfect time to go back to sleep shortly. So I might do that, and then start the day, and because this isn't starting the day. Well, it isn't. It isn't. But and then do like a longer one, and then person left like, yeah, no, I don't think I do want to start my day. Yeah, I know you get so deep sometimes and talk fast, whatever it is. Who knows, right? Anyway, I'm surprised this lighting. I look bright light, but anyway, um, and then I'll do the probably like 2-ish hour one, and then maybe one in the evening. We'll see. But I wanted to say a couple of realizations as far as that thing I want to do that mentioned in the previous one. As far as like, I'm gonna try it with giving it to the bus driver first, and if that works, great. And I hope it does. To be honest, I also had the thought maybe I could go see what the balance is by getting myself something, but I really don't want to go in there. Um, and then as far as if it doesn't, then I will find a day, that's not too windy and cloudy or snowy, and go and find. I mean, we don't live near downtown, but we live near a couple of spots where I'm pretty likely to find. So I'll try and decide which one most likely. Maybe I don't know. I know the one that's a bit busier, but and then I told myself this morning that like we don't live in it. We don't live in this cold. I mean, we do, but we don't have to live in the elements outdoors. I mean, you know, certainly there are some places that even though homelessness isn't great, it's easier climate wise. And honestly, some people find it very like they find a freedom in it. They find a I don't know how to put it, but in it, and they adjust to it. I mean, you have to. I mean, sometimes, right? But like I have a warm home to come back to. So I as much as yeah, I'm not much of a winter person, and my body doesn't like it either. Especially with my health stuff. It's kind of like find a decent day and go do it. You know. So I also had a bit of a realization about the family thing I've been going on about. Um, I I'm hesitant to go to the gym because I had only fallen back asleep for about 20 minutes. And then it was, I kind of woke up from this, and then it was kind of like, okay, well, it's pretty close to when I'm going to have to be up, at least briefly, for a little while. We were driving near a funeral home where my friend's funeral had been in February, I believe. And me and my mother were having some sort of spat, and I don't remember what I said before it. I don't remember really much of the details, other than that I said, you know what, and I hate to use this word, I prefer passed away, but I said, you know what, we could be dead right. and you're going to go saying this? And in the moment, in this dream, whatever we call it, she actually said, but did you hear what I said? So, yes, what we can take from that is that, and it may not just be with her. I mean, there are certainly people that I enjoy what I have to say and I chat with, and I like and appreciate that, in all the forms, that it's good. But and as far as my mother, yeah, I would say that I kind of do notice that too. I don't know why I'm noticing so much light on my face. Like the piano light is on in a very small lamp. There's no other light on in this room. But anyway, um, you know, and also, like it was just a simple message, like hear that again, kind of thing. Because there's something to that. Like when we were in a minor accident not that long ago, um, you know, I honestly don't know if it was a spiritual message of some sort or just something I kind of thought. It's like, I don't necessarily have to be around the person that I was with often. I mean, because truly, back in the day, I kind of used to be. But, we realized that sometimes that's not how it needs to be, basically. But just to simply cherish life. And to cherish life with the people in it. There's a Christmas song that I was reminded of recently that's not super popular, or not. It's fairly new, I think, in the past couple of years, or whatever it may be. And basically, it says something about December snow. There's been some pain, but you gotta try and let it go, 'cause this next year you never know. Something like that. I'm not at my best musically at the moment, but we can get there because I haven't been up very long. But and this whole aspect of like, you don't have to forget because you likely can't in a lot of cases, or even fully forgive to sometimes appreciate the the special moments that life can still give you with some people, even though those people may be a little bit difficult or challenging sometimes. It's something to think about. Plus, what Carrie said last night, I have to look back at that because that was very, powerful. Um, you know, um, yeah, because, I know very well that I have a lot of loved ones that aren't in the physical. And even though I may sense them around, it's different, man. It's different. And so there's a part of me that thinks, if I don't have to go through that right now, don't. Someday, this would be it may be primarily, unless, it's like other people that don't have people to be with, randoms, whatever, it'll be, just that, and much quieter and this and that. And it still can be this year too. But yeah, just to kind of think about, and as far as being a little picky, food wise, and not really, really even liking ham or turkey that much, either of us, go somewhere. And then the things I said in the other two videos. So, you know, I just wanted to put this out there as a reminder. Wow, it's already at 58%. I just unplugged this thing, unless it wasn't actually plugged in, and it may not have been. Well, but then it was much lower than this before. But maybe when I finished that video, before I pulled it out a little bit from the thingy, because it was kind of lifted out. So I mean, I can do this and have it charging while I do it, but yeah, because like I just unplugged it like 9 minutes ago, and it's at 56%, and it was supposed to be charging for a couple of hours. So anyway, but yeah, so it's just a reminder that you know, to consider, to consider maybe, especially if you don't have a lot of other options that are better. To maybe look at the ones that you do have and try and find a way. I don't know. I mean, I don't say this with a great degree of, you know, disagreements or whatever, but I definitely think there's some points there. So now what I'm going to do is let G play a bit of piano. The sky's already gotten quite a bit brighter in this short amount of time. Um, and so I may not get back to bed. And if not, then, regardless of what time in the world it is and whether you choose to eat and have a beverage along with me or not, I might do that here, honey. And then we can chat and I'll do music and all that good stuff. And then I thought about it, like if I was to start rolling now, as I have, 8, 9, 10, well, that would be 4 hours. Um, yeah, but one thing that, not being able to get back to sleep because my body was being difficult, um, that it did was, I think a little bit. Yes? What are you looking
A
for?
hoodie, a black hoodie.
Is that it? I thought that was mine.
No, it is my black hoodie.
Okay.
Um, this one here, yes, this is
Okay.
my black hoodie.
Have fun. Can you give me that one, please?
Sure.
Because
This
I
one
wouldn't remember
here,
to wear it today.
this one here, sure.
With your coat and your yellow thing, you're not warm enough.
Well,
I don't like the roughness, but the
since
sleeves are better. Go on.
since I'm planning to take a taxi, I'm not getting
Oh,
lost.
okay. Which means we need donations, folks. I mean, it's only $10, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't know. Um, Especially on the way back in a couple of days, I'm kind of thinking that that particular bus, which kind of doesn't have designated stops, and there's got to be a few of them out there on the road like this. Um, and in fact, there's a few in different neighborhoods here. I thought it was just our neighborhood, but kind of, or I don't know, transit's been going through changes, also not uncommon in some places. Uh, but the places that it could stop, really, it would be easier for a cab because it's a smaller vehicle. So, and it's only, well, four or five, about $3 more, probably. Well, but when you think about the fact that we'd both be paying 250 unless the card works, um, in which I might try to do that with his fare on the way there. That way we just know if it works on the way there or not. I'm not going to say, think about it, ask you on the way back or anything like that. But as far as, what do you call it? As far as, that's distracted me a little bit, especially since I'm struggling to speak anyway. No. But yeah, so basically, as far as, yeah, I can see. Um, we had a weird experience though. We got in one recently, a cab. Rarely do. He says, "Does 10?" Before we'd even gotten where we were going, he says, "Does $10 sound right?" And G actually surprisingly said no. And I thought, well, about a buck a minute, yeah, it kind of does. It was actually $7. And we when G tried to lower it right off the hop, and then we were kind of saying, "Oh, we should have brought a different route." I'm really glad that he didn't. That he just went with the meter like they normally would and didn't change it. So, in just a moment here, you'll be hearing G on the piano briefly before going for work, and then I'll decide if I'm going to continue rolling or come back in a bit. Sound like a plan? Good. Hope everybody's doing well today. And we've had a couple people that have been here for a little while. I don't know if the like button just isn't working or what, but feel free to like and comment. And yeah, I'm thinking I might not get back to sleep because even kind of having my legs up, I just almost almost the whole lower leg, both legs is just tingling. So, and the hands keep going numb. So it's kind of hard to sleep in those conditions, even if we do have a nice warm home. So, it is what it is. Couldn't have been on a weekend because then eventually we could just have a big long nap and make up for it. But, well, we still can, but the evenings already go so fast. And in fact, tonight I have an appointment, which, now that I've made some of this progress, I almost kind of feel like I don't need it. But we talk about health a little bit, maybe. But yeah, the other thing I thought as far as the gig, I'll tell you, by the way, is I think it is best to just bring at the time, because then, you know, I would hope that she'd give us a quick yes anyway. But if other people say, "Oh, that'd be lovely," "Oh, that'd be great," and then it's all like, "Okay, well, since everybody wants it, you know," so everybody wants it. So yeah, it wasn't. It was just something that occurred to me. It wasn't really like, you know, kind of the strategy at first, but yeah. So okay, so, and I mean, like I said, 2 songs. It would be really lovely for us to bring that into it, and lovely for us to do. Especially with our, like, you're getting such opportunities. Man, you have good ears. Even though you dance to that, all that loud music. So very sharp hearing. I don't know. And he's middle aged. Can you believe it? He's like a Superman. Which I played that song the other day, kind of sort of. Anyway, so he's gonna be playing just a short bit before work, and then yeah. Man, the sky is getting bright pretty quickly. Oops. Oh, come on. Now it's stuck. Rotating. There we go. Stop telling me a message is not sent. I don't text on this phone. The dog keeps going over there. I'll just say it without flipping the camera, since it was a little slow to do so. The other thing I wanted to remember to say is I was trying to think of the difference between chronic fatigue syndrome and just getting tired earlier, a few days ago. Sorry about our noisy dog. He's obviously hearing noise outside, which, you know, it's morning, there's a hustle and bustle. But I had to do it in the one this morning. Mind, I was feeling great when it was early, but my friend had to do it doing dishes and cooking. It's when you need more frequent rests. Whereas some people, they just go, and rest after all of it. It's like, no, we can't. My body starts to scream. Dog's being very annoying. You know, whether I was back to sleep or doing this, I might have to send him up there. Although, we do have a thing I can give him in Geely's for work, but I stayed until it's that time. I just want to be able to catch him to give him to do the sandwich hug first. If you got the stick, you might be a bit more difficult about it. Yeah, the chopstick was on the ground. You could have gotten that last time he was there, but I got that first. That's nice, something mellow. I like it. But we have time for one more, considering that you don't take as much time as I often think you do to get, especially with the cab. Which I should probably go look at them, see if they're here. Because they might not. It says say no information or anything. Well, yeah, either way. It could be annoying. Sonny, you're noisy, you're annoying, and you need to stop. Hey! What's with all the barking? Please stop it now. They are often very, very quick. Three times, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sometimes it likes to stand underneath G while he's playing for some reason. I'm not really sure why. He's kind of doing that now. Looks like he finds it cozy under there. You're being awfully mischievous, though. Who's the one? Who was the other one? Can't recall. Two there for a moment. Classical music isn't for everybody, but you know what? I should get the piano. Or the piano. The laptop and play a little bit of everything. So, well, no, but it wouldn't be enough for everybody, but most. You need to behave. Sorry, I just gotta plug this in, run upstairs, get something really, really quickly. I know you just tuned in. Whoops, let me rotate this. Okay, we're done. We're on to a different studio. We're on to a different studio. Alright. I've already reconnected. Sorry, you got me while I'm trying to keep it charged and put it on the tripod. Like, I'm here for the ride, even if it's a bumpy one. Okay, maybe not. Hi, Sunny. Hello. Oh, who's a puppy? Oh, such a nice little Sunny. Such a sunny boy. Such a nice little Sunny. Such a sunny boy. trees are green. What is this? I don't know. There's something there. Yeah, but I don't know where that went, and then it was saying some other app was being wonky. Okay, where are my socks? Oh, oh God. Take it the extra long. Hey, I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, they're here now.
Ah, for God's sake, don't answer it. You'll be right there. Don't answer it. Okay, here it comes. Yeah, yeah. Woof, 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 yeah. You almost over gonna do it. I know, I woke up with the first Okay, here. Yeah, hopefully you get it right. You got your phone? Yeah, obviously. I don't know what else normally have, but hopefully you have it. Okay, after all that. Now, you need to behave. You hear me? Okay. And this stupid thing, I don't know why it's working less well than the other day, but it is. So, what did I do with, there it is. Yeah, I mean, I have the light on here and I'll probably turn it out in a moment, but, I look at the, sky. Um, yeah, and then the other thing I'll stop doing, well, a lot of stuff I've been mentioning, because I've been making some progress, I'll stop doing all about it. Yeah, I'm just trying about health with it today. If I figure, I mean, it's just gonna okay, kind of deep on the family stuff. But yeah, as far as, yeah, it's brighter out than I thought it was going to be at this time. It really is. Now, I finally got this positioned, but the dog wants to be annoying. Here, annoying dog. Much as we love you. No, I'm underslept. I'm trying to focus on podcast. I'm just not in the mood for playing around. Well, I mean, maybe music eventually and this and that. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Yeah, I was trying to decide if I was going to go back to bed with my health symptoms and the fact that probably in about half an hour, maybe at the least, the sun will be out and shining, even when they're in the covers. I don't think it's going to happen. So it's meant to be that we connect with each other today, is what I feel like, because I could still be sleeping, you know. And so, but because I'm not, the other, it's like, under me. How dare you not? How dare you judge that so quickly? I mean, seriously. I mean, like, doesn't look meant to be. What does that look like? No, just kidding. Yeah, I got this behaving now, but, well, unless I do this. Did I finally get this open? Yes, I did. Okay. And I'll say it to you too, but I'm also going to just type it for those that, okay, and you laugh. Oh, part of me wants to take the morning slow, but, oh, just dropped a sticker. But, well, I guess I'll do that, interestingly. But it's nice to have the company. Uh, um, it's nice to have the company when, I'm all about it. Yeah. It's nice to have the online. It's pretty much all. Okay, good. You're just laying there without the thing. Works for me. It's, as far as that place, I mean, make connections, but, they're slow to prosper. It's just, it is what it is. Maybe I'll see some of them this week. Even with the design, we do the print issue, or They're very busy people. And mine's not love though. I mean, other than Becky doesn't know how busy she is. So. Seems like she's one of the type but anyway. Gotta appreciate the people that make the time for us, that's for sure. Not like it's asked too much. Right there, right with you. I don't know what to say. Much as I'd like to have a chocolate, I can't keep it, I can't have all the sweets. And actually, really, I wouldn't want to be honest. It's very rare that I don't sleep. You know, lots of people, they fairly often, you know, up late for whatever reason, just can't sleep or for whatever reason, but I'm not one of them. What you gonna do though, eh? And you were being so good at it. If I hadn't had to have done this stuff or if I'd already done it, which if I had known what I was doing a little sooner I would have, then yeah, but oh well, you're good. Hopefully settle down again. Okay, I'm just gonna be here in just a minute. I'm just getting something from the microwave. In a moment. Well, maybe because it looks pretty sweet. If I can find them. I'm not gonna put the red ones in there. I guess I can put those in. Just really quick out here. I mean, I either hope that it's one of those people that will get me on the present, or that there's the understanding. Oh, the onion can go a little dry, but I don't want to melt that butter on it. Maybe put a little more. Yeah. That feels very neat. I don't want to overheat this, but that butter is really going to melt it. I don't know why it's taking so long either. It's Monday, he's not going to have time to look. If we end up having a second one, then, yeah, we got more. For that, right now. Sorry it's taking a little bit longer than I meant as well, but I'm like moments away from seeing it. You know what, because it's so dry, I hate to do this. I'm also going to have a bit of this. Because it's also nice. It is a bit more sugar, it's also dairy. Put it in one here, one here. Okay. Oh. Mm. Hi. Here I am. Cool. We've got somebody here as well, so it's lovely. So how are you doing today? Seeing what I put in the chat in both spots. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I don't care. I don't care. You don't care how. Okay. I feel like the air is really still and I need to move it. So I'm gonna put this on. Oh, and there's one of these down. Good to know. Although honestly, I feel like I might need it more through the night because it did help for a little while, and then I just had to. And I was really relaxed after the treatment, but I still, slow down. Let up and down, right? But um, yeah, that's right. I don't really care for this moment. I don't know if another one makes them differently. It's okay. Maybe if I do that. So, okay, if it's the neighborhood, and then okay, which was an iPad. Okay, so now I'm noticing that this needs more sugar. Because when I made it this morning, bright and early, at that unusual time that I made it, I know you just tuned in. I'm just putting some sugar in my coffee. I topped up the cup. It didn't add sugar, and it tasted all right. And I was kind of surprised, but no, it needs it. Yeah. But now that I go back later, the sun, and I know none of it that helps. There's almond in the croissant. There's dairy in there. There's nuts involved. Um, I try to put some, not just raisins, but they always tell me trail mix things with so many raisins. It's stupid. Every now and then you can find one without raisins, but it's not that easy. But yeah, I'm not noticing the almond in that raisin. So, okay, boom, here we go. And it took a vitamin, so. It's warm enough. Warm enough. I don't want to be lolling about much longer. You're welcome, the person isn't here. That was here when she started. I understand. If it's your first time and you come in just as I want, but I did say I was going to, but maybe you came back or somebody else here. So, welcome. Two people actually. Cool. So, I'm just having a little bit of breakfast and chat. Maybe we'll do some music. I still couldn't get back to sleep, so here I am. Um, and yeah, so um, I appreciate your patience, and you're also welcome to introduce, topics in the chat because I don't necessarily have a lot of them. I mean, they do tend to kind of pop up and get talked about, but um, was there any other thoughts that I was having this morning? Other than that, the way and duration, which is kind of rare, in which my legs would feel like they're burning up and my hands were numb, I started to wonder if like I was gonna have to have something amputated, at some point before long, and that would be, terrible, right? Especially as a musician, and just someone. I don't take that kind of thing that I do have for granted, but it's kind of like I don't know if anybody quite as young as me has get diabetes. And like my friend Ray, I mean, I'm not. It's not like it's not like my body is trying to hold like a lot of body weight as well. You know, it's amazing. I still have a pretty good metabolism. That must be what it is. I could like this a bit harder. So I'm being particular. I really am. But you know what? I'm already not feeling great. I'd like the simple pleasures. I'd like them hot. That's not a lot of great. Sonny, behave. Make you shut your name like that. Hey. What are you doing over there? You kind of sound to my voice just there reminded me of something very cool I seen last night. The thing about letting people know, oh, but that's not kind of noise though. But I would, I think I need to have time with G, especially after hearing that thing. And he was like, oh, wow. I didn't say much more than that, but, kind of like, I think people know. Let me, no, let me see first before you look. Not go over there, sneak around and get into trouble. Seriously. Thank you. Now this lighting, although I've now sat down again and down for a while now, this lighting, it's actually fairly bright on the screen. It's not that bright in the room, but if the sun comes out, which I'm pretty sure it's supposed to, then it will be better. Let's see if I can remember seeing that picture with it. But it's not as much. Yeah, that didn't even have very much of a background. The previous thing did, so I right that tab is still showing that. This is very sweet. I think it's the maple. Okay, now they're saying, I think that was always the temperature. It wasn't in the pluses. That was the other day. That was always the temperature. I don't think they were calling for snow. Now they're saying 30% and kind of cloudy. So, but I did get an email from, here's some of you may guess. I don't want to overdo it, but it's kind of boring as it is. I'm sorry. It's not that I'm not thankful, but it's very, I guess a croissant would be, but it's very croissanty. That's all I've ever known about it. And I'm telling you, every time I get up, does not mean sniff around and see what we can get into. That's it. Now your thing's sticking to my foot. Where'd it go? Over here. Good, because I'll toss it at you when you're noisy. Ugh. And then, even though G's home on that day, Sunday at this point is looking decent-ish. Does it say how windy it's supposed to be and any details? Not super windy. And yeah, warmer in the afternoon. Could get as low as +1, but they're just being optimistic. would be handy dandy. I can't believe I'm up right now. I really thought I was going to go back to bed. But I didn't want to be repeating myself, you know. I couldn't, so here I am. Just finishing up breakfast. And, yeah. I was trying to think if there was any other health-related thoughts that I was having when I couldn't sleep this morning. I don't think so, no. And then, is this the tab that I don't think it is, no. The window, rather. Yeah. I almost want to get rid of that comment. Well, I do like that. That I do enjoy. And feel. And feel. And enjoy. Whoops. Whew. You know, it was also an opportunity to let Glenn, or let G play a little bit. I didn't say the full name. I actually didn't. But, to play a bit. And I'm waiting, technically. That's right. I may not have set things like the live chat to display afterwards. I can summarize it, though. I can. That I've never seen as an option on the phone. But the other reason I didn't, well, the options are there. You just have to click into pages to do it instead of like, oh, it's just different. But I kind of had to do this on the phone, so but I can paste some of that in. Whatever stands out. I guess go to the bottom of that. Okay. I guess at the moment it's not showing the comment section because of the live stream. Okay. Give me some odd comments on it from there. Oh, it's like a birthday food. Yeah. But I don't eat breakfast food that much, though. Let's play this, folks. But yeah, if you suggest topics, that'll get me feeling social. At the moment, I'm just taking my time, seeing what pops into my head, you know. And I guess that's something that some people really don't come to YouTube or live streams for. They're like, I just want to listen to things. I just want to, you know, some do. You know, which is, you know, you say we all have a voice and, sweet. That's right. Sweet. And, oh. But yeah, I mean, you don't mind to be maybe less busy. I don't think they open till 9:30 anyway, maybe 10. Probably 9:30, but I'll go when it's nicer. And that coffee, didn't taste like coffee. So you know what that means? I might have to make another one. Well, yeah, because, you know, unless it's early in the day, which, like I say, it's not feeling like it's likely to be, I'm not having a nap until hours and hours later. So, no, I need the fuel to. But I mean, it's not like I didn't just have a bunch of sugar. It's true. Really, what I think it is I need the taste of coffee. Although the chocolate ice cream, you know, that's what I think it really is. But so maybe when I get up, I'll, I'll do that. I mean, I also have things going on that too. So it's just a lot of that when I don't even really eat that kind of stuff very often. So, um, yeah. So basically, um, here to chat, here to do music, and we all have value to contribute. So feel free to contribute, you know, to the conversation. At the moment, I don't really know what the conversation is going to be, but and you're like you left before saying, I think you did. It's like, but again, some people they're more anxious about and some people should be or should give a bit more thought, but most of the time, most people have great things to say and they question themselves or whatever and or they really rather just listen. So I mean, it takes all types, I suppose, and it's good to have listeners, but nice to know what they're thinking. You know, I mean, I've already expressed a lot of the stuff. That's the other thing, like not only am I tired and it's early, but kind of, you know, it's been an hour already, hard to believe. But it's kind of like I don't know if I'll need this or not, this particular thing, but I'm gonna put it there just in case, or at least maybe not. I'll just hang it on here now. I said when I was gonna get up, but if I do too much in the kitchen, he might. Oh, he's already up. Anybody there? Nope. That's just I did have almost a full cup of that. How much did I feel like? I don't know if I was just to add this to it. Really not much in there. I don't want to stand around waiting for it to make. So, no. Not at the moment. Maybe in a bit. Oh! I shouldn't need a lot of talking in to have like an actual pure cup of coffee, but maybe it's also a little bit of a mix of I kind of would rather be sleeping. It is like on the camera here. It's not as bright in the room as it looks like it is on the camera. I'm kind of, I guess they have a brightener or whatever. I don't know. There's really not a lot of sun that I'm seeing out there. It's not like really cloudy, but it's not really sunny either. Speaking of, where did I put that thing? That was a bit of a pause there. Well, like I just don't think I'd be able to. Like I say, there's also that. Even if it's like, okay, yeah, I'd like to. You know, the feet aren't that bad, but also he's been on it. So, but the symptoms are they're definitely still lingering a little bit, but they're not that noticeable. But I worry that they could become more noticeable. You know, if it's unfortunate actually because if I hadn't had to get up for the kind of the usual routine stuff, I had, like I said, fallen back asleep for 20 minutes, and even though I had some, thoughts come up, I have a feeling I possibly could have managed to fall back asleep fairly decently. Everything else is loaded on there. Ugh. Anything to me. Oh, I guess I could use movement. But if I do end up doing my errands, they'll get it then. I don't need it now. Now, this one that shows, but this one's spinning. That's what the carrot said, but I'm not really sure why. Other than that, it's being stupid. Now, even if it makes more in it, there's more. You put it into drinking water. And that is one thing that would be a bit awkward. But I don't know. So yeah, what would people like to chat about? You know, within reason, nothing too wild, but you know, um, um, and that's when the person left. They're like, oh, I was just going to suggest something too wild. Because I was born to be wild. Just kidding. I always heard they were the wild ones. Ooh. Oops. So if I just tuned in, and I was just adding a little note there, but I'm going to rephrase it a little bit. But I do have. Okay, you left. Just kidding. Peter's being a bit wonky at the moment. But I hope that you're having a good day so far. Or I don't know how much into your day you're in, but I hope that it's going well. If either way, we can talk about it if you like. Keep trying to be loading this. This one. It seems to depend what tab I'm looking at. Odd but true. Oh. What's to do with this one? Oh, someone's got a speaker showing, even though I don't hear anything. Okay, perfect. So, yeah. There was one and then two people there. And honestly, both of them stayed for just a few seconds. You know, I do wish that I could either browse lives as easy on here, or Oh, so somebody else did it. Because, and then when we put that, then that loads. I thought it was okay. I did. Okay. Am I trying to get this thing to behave? I hadn't noticed. But um, so yeah. Um, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Some people. It's not. It's. I will admit that I'm going slow, but that shouldn't be. The other thing that I wanted to look at was. Okay, she's not online. I might not want to wake her up. It's not saying that she's been active how many hours ago either, though. So like, what was the other thing I wanted to look at? So I don't really think I looked at that much. Um, since the video I did, I can't remember how late I rolled last night. Uh, and this tab is being quick, which is good. It's telling me that I'm live at the side there. Um, well, it's also not. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I know why. Huh. Maybe slightly exaggerated, but not much. I thought the dog would actually come running to check things out. He sometimes does. But it's like, oh, okay, if it's just a sneeze. Um, well, that was a long stream. Sure, why not? It's actually kind of interesting because they're saying that, okay, that's not what I thought it was. And then it did this stupid thing where it put it at the end of the row instead of, okay, there we go. Yeah, that's not what I thought it was, though. Um, and I actually probably shouldn't, although I'm sure each Asian language has its own font and it just all looks similar. In fact, it looks like non-Asian font, too. But, well, that's what I was watching right before bed, and that's not what that is. That's some guy in, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it says, just listen, so, um, I watched it just before bed. Actually, I watched Sedona after, and neither of those are showing accurately. I mean, it just loaded this. Let's try it again. No, it's being inaccurate. I don't know why, but it is. That must have been a sticker suggestion thing that was just moving on the screen there. Maybe it's showing me some things that I could talk about, though. And then if they're not there, maybe it'll put the other ones back. Let's see, what do I remember? it looks like what I did, but it's not. And she wasn't eating, and I talked with her for at least 30 minutes. She wasn't cooking when I tuned in. So, again, no, that's not accurate as to what I watched last night. It may be accurate to things I have scrolled, but that's one thing I will say. Is even moments where I maybe speak a little religiously. I'm actually agnostic. Uh, And that's part of the reason why I'm never going to get like full into religion topics. I mean, a little bit, but respectfully, but and that's something that I pretty quickly click away from when I am scrolling lives because it's too much. A lot of times it's too loud, of course, and it doesn't resonate with me at my point in life right now. I mean, some does, but good morning. Sorry to hear you're struggling, but I hope things get easier. Chat. Good day, chat. Okay, thanks. I hope so too. Hope you're doing well. And we got one or two other people here as well. And one thing I'm doing, and we can talk about other stuff. Maybe I'll do music. Since I couldn't get back to sleep, and I'll probably make coffee next time I get up. Um, like I was here earlier. Yeah, but I want to remake it. I want to make a fresh pot. Um, one thing I'm doing is looking at recent live streams that I've scrolled past and just kind of saying, what I thought when I saw them. Because, I'm trying to figure out if I'm someone who like comes in for a few seconds and goes. Now there was three here for a while. One's been here for, you know, 3 or 4 minutes. The other two, 1 or 2 minutes. But I'm glad that you have stayed. I'm just gonna look at the chat on this thing. See, I mean, it looks like it's working, but just to see if I'm missing anything. Of course, this window wants to be slow at the moment, but it's here, and I'll look back at it in a moment. It does look like they're showing up there, um, so that's the main thing. I mean, I don't know what that is, but and I'll close this later. I don't really know what this was, but I kind of don't want to either. So, just because it sounds aggressive and just, you know. Some of these, like I say, they weren't just the other day, but they're showing near the top. Some of these I don't even really remember, really even noticing, let alone, speaking about them. Um, but that was pretty cool. That last night I discovered somebody, I'm not going to say where exactly, but I discovered somebody very, very, very close to my city, which was kind of ironic. I have been seeing a lot of Canadians, though. I think, uh, I think uh, Augs and YT have kind of realized, oh, you're Canadian, you might want to talk to fellow Canadians. I mean, I'm happy to talk to pretty much anybody, pretty much, but gotta, I mean, I was gonna say gotta love my fellow Canadians, but just like anywhere else in the world, there's good people and there's meh ones, But I do feel like most of us have value to contribute and a voice to be heard, and we should let it be, uh, let it be heard, let it contribute, online and in general. So, what just flashed at the bottom? That didn't even look like a cigarette. It wasn't there a moment ago. I don't know. I'm seeing things or something. And for some reason, okay, that was being slow. Okay, but I'm gonna reload it and it will be fine. And then what was this? Right. Okay, but I have it there and I have it there. Oh no, that was the thing I just opened. Okay, sorry. So, do you have any favorite music? Anything, you know, about the holiday season or life in general you might like to talk about. Anything that was written in the very first comment that maybe intrigued you if you've noticed it. I don't know if I'm going to pin it. And I do got to pace myself so I don't get too congested or lightheaded because it's that kind of morning. But, if you comment, I'll probably read it to myself. And otherwise, I just got to take pauses. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to be sleeping more, so here I am. I do welcome you to like, and I appreciate that, and maybe you already have. Okay, and you left. Like you're trying way too much to engage me in conversation. I don't. Okay, it's that stupid thing. Did it say turn on or turn off? I've not noticed it really mentioning that before. Oh, it is off. And that can go away. Um, really, I wasn't trying that hard, actually. I was just saying the things. What I am trying is to get this device to behave, and it seems like I've closed a few things and it's wanted to be slower now. Odd but true, I tell you. No, it's here. I don't know why it keeps flashing. I was hoping to have a look in the bath earlier, but one person in the house already had a bath, one person here in it, and then didn't keep it there. And I know I'm going to have one later, so I didn't want to have 3 baths in one day. It's interesting, on days when I don't have much going on, I'm not going anywhere, whatever. I kind of skip showers, but then I don't really save water because I have the daily bath. So. Oh, what can you do? I don't want to see that may not have gotten. I don't think we need to see it. Need to see that video still. But yeah, I wouldn't want to see that because it sounded pretty serious. It's a big platform. Got to be somebody that fits it. I'm just gonna put this over here because it's being way too slow, and I feel slow, and I also feel like I need to get up and move around a bit. So, it's only at 33%. Goodness, it's charging slow, even for rolling. My goodness. Goodness. Good goodness. Okay, this is loaded again. So I guess we'll look at that. And until I really have to get up and then start the coffee maker, I also thought the type of coffee. Oh shoot! The type of coffee that I've got right now. Well, I mixed it with the rest of the other one in the can. It may actually be making one of that because even when I'm not talking to podcasting. I will say one thing that, and I'll say it now because I'm thinking of it. I will say it's 5 to 9. One thing that I did come across a couple of times actually in scrolling, came back around to it, that was very interesting and amusing. Where there was good stuff. Oh, I mean, maybe that was more close up than it was in person, but was a farrier blacksmith, and my dad did that, and it sounded like he had a sad story about. Well, he didn't say much about it, but his dad dying in his arms and some other odd detail, but whatever. Um, um, but it was interesting because I commented something. He was busy or didn't seem to see it. I said, "I hope you see my comment soon." And he could have taken that to mean that one that he just read of me saying that, but he did realize that because I didn't say my other comment soon, and I hadn't, I don't think, yet said just a little further up, and there was probably about 6 or 7 comments in between it. Some people ask some stupid questions. Some people, some weren't stupid questions though, and yeah, I saw it right away. Um, oh. Just kind of puppy proofing things because I might go upstairs very, very briefly. But one interesting live stream that I came across last night was it was so realistic that it was mildly disturbing to me, to be honest. Um, that and it looked like she was actually in the process, not just the ones that were already made, but it looked like she was making stuff like not like toy stuffed animals. Although I tell you, and that looks like the corgi that the queen had, that looks very realistic. And the cats, I don't know if anybody has ever seen in the stores. Um, um, I don't know what specific stores, and I haven't seen them for a while. But I don't go to malls very often. But I don't know if they have dog ones. But it's like a cat laying in a basket, and it's mechanical, and it looks like it's breathing. What do you think of that? There was somebody there briefly, and they were like, "Yeah, this guy's talking about the weird stuff in the world." And they're not so weird. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I feel mixed about it, but this is just weird. I mean, that's just the front end. It looks like it's actually on a pillow, but it just looks so real. Some of the cats do, some don't. But and um, yeah. So basically, oh my, I didn't notice that. Oh, okay. So this is an example of, and the person that just tuned in, I really am glad to have you here. It's been a little bit quiet because the ALGs haven't been working and there's just so much on here. But ALG, not elves. Okay, you laughed. But anyway, uh, maybe like I wouldn't have actually noticed, but since you mentioned it, yeah, this can't be that good. Well, if some people would stay longer, they'd realize that parts of it are. I'm not going to say the whole thing is. I'm not going to, you know, not with this one anyway. But um, yeah, see, I thought that was Asian font, but I guess it seems like maybe more likely African. Which is weird because well, I don't know what Mulu means, and then the word two. But I mean, looking at some of the titles of these things, I can understand if I didn't stick around. and watch very long. Now this one I think I might actually want to watch though, so I'm gonna hit it to one of my windows that yeah, sure, that one, why not? Okay, I think she was musical. Um, I mean, there's three guitars hanging on the wall, uh, so it's a pretty good guess. And pretty. I don't know why I wouldn't have watched that one more, but I didn't. I don't know what she was doing when I tuned in. So I can I do it sometimes and can't explain it. It's true, but I also do it a lot of times and can. It's interesting that it just is, in my browse list, uh, WT or YT rather assumes that I've watched all of them fully when I haven't. This guy I've seen a few times, and I really should watch his channel a bit more. He does glass blowing. Um, I don't know what cinematic candy is, but and oh, I came across a couple of ASMRs. Now it looks like it's showing me. Um, right, but anyway, um, I guess the things are, is I just knew that he was too preoccupied doing his art. Although the guy that was the blacksmith was multitasking kind of, he'd do a little bit and then stop, and the horse got a good thing. There was a fence around the barn because he broke his lead and darted out. I don't know why. Um, he said something about he thought that, and it very likely could have been the case. He thought that there was maybe tension on the lead, and it kind of spooked the horse. Um, and but no, this guy, yeah, like I say, it'd be cool just to watch it, just like pottery is, or even painting. But watch, thing that just tuned in. But you know, there's something about sunglasses when you can't fully see somebody's eyes that I feel a smidgen mixed about. But it's protective eyewear when you're doing something like that. I suppose it's true. And yeah, like I say, I just knew that he wasn't going to be chatting, and sometimes that's what I'm looking for is things to chat on, based on the person's content. Um, and then this, I didn't hear um, some of it very well because the advertising. Okay, that doesn't even look like the same guy, so there must be two of them. Uh, and what was the title again? A little bit, a little bit confusing is what it is. Um, and so is the channel name, and it's very loud. He was shouting and screaming when I tuned in. So yeah, not interested. Now, I did notice, I can't remember whose it was. They weren't a mod of mine. Charlie had that stuff showed me, so that was kind of annoying. I mean, he's got a lot of colorful uh, bling and glitter, but I don't even get iffy to me. And maybe and the name is kind of odd too. I gotta try not to judge people, but we all do it. This is the thing. Um, I get that phrase from G, by the way. If you were wandering, but is this what she goes by? I'll look that up later. Well, there's two people in the image, profile image, and of course people have two handles. I do kind of remember this one I was watching the other day having the word Ginge in it, so I'm thinking that this might be it. Yep. Okay. Yes, I want to watch that one back. Just anything I may have missed. Because you would play the piano for a bit, and then I just noted. So that's showing way down there. I don't know why. Um, I came across an interesting. Oh yeah, that and it, again, when you're scrolling live, you don't always know what the titles are. I have that thing I've started to do lately, but everybody's seen that there's that horror and caps, live and raw, paranormal stream, streaming house, haunted dolls, whatever. Like, I'm well into this and nobody's watching, but like, although it's interesting, you know what? There's probably more than one of those in the world. But it's kind of ironic because of that thing I was talking about near the beginning of this when I got that 20 minutes of sleep. Um, okay. Well, there's a lot of places here that are named after places in the UK, so I guess I'm not that surprised by that. But yeah, and the really disturbing thing about that is it was like a display showing, but there was nothing really happening in it. But apparently there also was. I just tuned in at a good moment for me. He'll stop in a moment. He's just hearing noise outside. Um, and yeah, there was something else I was going to say. Um, I apologize. He's being loud. Okay, and you left. So, there. Oh no, either came back. Or somebody else is here. Um, sorry, it's early. I'm slow. I haven't slept much last night, and the dog's kind of distracting me with his barking. But he'll hopefully stop soon. Um, there is some things I wouldn't mind watching, and I don't know. I don't know how full of thoughts my head's going to be after my errand. Um, oh, that was that. I think. Okay, where is that? Oh, I don't know. It's way that way. That's not displaying. But I don't need to see that more than a few seconds. I did see it. So, is this the win? No. Um, this one. More than a month, or a month and a couple of days ago. Um, so, but open them. Is the question. No, I'm not. Unless that's the thing, and even if it was, no, not that it looks like some sort of sport. It almost looks like it's like a dog show or whatever the way it's set up. But I don't see any. Whatever it is kind of. Okay, it's something about football. In that case, next. Just kidding. Some of those I haven't seen in a while. So. I feel like that song was kind of mixed into the Losing Dream too, which also was that. Was a mystery. I thought of that recently too, and verbalized it, of course. I think there's just been an imbalance too long, and I mean every now and then, these people, but I think there's just been an imbalance too long of me feeling lonely, and so that's I think why I'm doing this. It's because I just don't want to be feeling that. It's not who I am. I mean, like some say, we're all social creatures, and some of us more than others. You know what I mean? So I guess I could have ran upstairs because there was nobody here for about 10 or 15 minutes, but there is now, right as I'm saying that. So glad to have you here. Um, yeah, here to just chat about almost anything. Like, oh, I'm not here for chatting. I mean, again, I mean, they didn't say that, but they left as soon as I said here to just chat. Um, and there was nobody else. They could possibly see that there was nobody else here that was going to bring it about other than myself. And I mean, not that I struggle, uh, but it's like even to listen to. But yeah, if you are that kind of person, though, that is more one that likes to just sit and listen to videos, I would like to see if you might be willing to get out of your comfort zone and chat a little bit. Because, not to toot my own bugle, but I think we'd have a pretty good time. And I mean, I know I know the kind of conversationalist I am. I think it was right at the toot my own bugle part because it is my adaptation of the phrase. And um, I don't know, maybe it sounds a little funny, but it was meant to, really. I'm just multitasking. Got to go shortly. Sorry, I haven't chatted more. I will try some. And yes, I think everyone well, I think that was there for a few moments, and then it sounds like this particular person is busy, so they might not have been able to stay. Again, what was that typo? I always typed 19 instead of 10. Um, and gonna make some coffee. Um, sorry. I'm just putting a little note in the chat because I do feel going to get up and do a couple things, but well, you can see it in a moment here. Um, there we go. Okay, it looks like you left, but yeah. I don't think it was, but let me just check. Oh. Okay, I did say 137, and I sent it through, so I shall abide by that then. I do feel like sometimes it doesn't seem to help, or it seems to take more than I do, but I do feel like I need some movement as well. So, and I guess so we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna put this one back. It doesn't take you long to get up and start looking around. And good thing I noticed because oh, we got two people here. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I almost didn't notice those for some reason. Hey, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Poseidic Pinigus. Have you been to the channel before? That name sounds slightly familiar, but only slightly. Um, how are you doing, and where are you watching from? Oh, okay, right. Okay, of course. Um, and I feel like I looked that up recently, and it had something to do with money, if I recall, or sending money. um, but yeah, how are you? Well, no wonder you're being nice. You're familiar with me already. I mean, but why wouldn't one anyway, right? I I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm a little bit slow this morning. But of course, of course. Um, how's the holiday season treating you? Are you really celebrating or doing much? There was one or two other people, but I think they left. I hope you're able to stay for a little while. It's been, the Alex and the fact that there's a lot on this site, it's been a little quiet. Um, and feels like God sent me here to bring joy and overall spread. Well, that's great, yeah. And, and you kind of remind me of Roman. Yeah, I mean, that's why I feel I'm here too. And I think you just liked her. There was already three, I think, but don't forget. But yeah, I mean, that's what it's about, right? Is doing those things. So yeah. Well, and you've obviously hit the notification bell, so you get notified when I'm live, and you've enjoyed other ones, so hopefully you will continue to, and if there's ever any misunderstandings, we can work through them. Um, but yeah, I think those three likes are already there, so I hope that you hit the like. I know that you do like it because you're in here chatting. But yeah, and hopefully you're able to stay for a bit of time. Second person just tuned in, whether they were chat or not, I don't know. But it was just actually, okay, thanks, there we go. I think that was from you. I appreciate it. I was just actually about to run upstairs very briefly, and and that God's probably going to be coming soon, and also start some coffee. Would you like any? So hopefully you aren't in a huge rush. Maybe you're just being a night owl tonight. Yeah, I've been dealing with some health issues too, but to the best of my ability, and probably going to be doing an errand soon. But yeah, hopefully you can stick around for a good 30, 45 minutes or so. I'm going to try not to be more than 10 or 15 minutes away from the screen. I'm busy with school, some other stuff. So like today or just in general, I'll stay for a bit. Like I mean, the one thing that I have to run upstairs for, it's maybe becoming obvious, but trying not to spell it out too much. I'm not gonna have you tag along, and I'm sure you'll be fine with that. But I guess I could let you listen to the coffee maker ASMR style, and then see me pour it in the cup because I'm at 92%. So I've got enough. Even though this thing drops fast, I'm sure I've got enough charge for that. And actually, that reminds me, I did want to start it up before. I'm looking forward to something coming up in a few days. I'm also looking forward to having a successful errand today. Yeah, I wanted to get this started. That way, when I come down, it's either done or almost done. So, let me do that. Oh, right. I saw the dog was kind of wandering over to the couch and looking like he wanted to see if there was anything to get into and chew on or whatever. And I caught him, and then when I came back, I saw you on the screen. That's how it transpired. Hey! He's almost 5 years old. It's kind of just a breed. It's also kind of that dogs can't pick things up, so they do so with their mouth. And he's just a curious dog, yeah. So not exactly still a puppy, but I thought you knew that. But I do try and do a bit of privacy. And we also live in a busy area, not too far from a church and a school and some other stuff. So he's hearing stuff outside because his hearing is better than ours. And by the way, I think that was something I noticed on. Was that you? Edits? Or you only had one video on your channel when we first connected, and I went and looked. But hey, compared to some of my commenters, that's one more than they have. And I guess that's what some people say when they say they don't have a channel. But they do, they just don't post on it for some reason. There's lots of people going by. Okay, what's the next step in making coffee? No, that was a cat barking. Just kidding. But yeah, until somebody else comes in and actually joins the chat, I appreciate having you here to chat with. I wasn't hugely feeling up to it, but I try and do one every day. It's early in the day, but also it was, I was kind of. I had some thoughts to start off with, and then they slowed down a little bit, and I'm kind of multitasking on the computer and just, being leisurely and what too. You know this song? I'm thinking probably not because it's pretty obscura. But it'd be funny if you did. My goodness, there's a lot of people going down the street right now. So, should all be in school. But I can't blame them for wanting to skip math class. You know what I mean? So have you done anything interesting today? Have you said anything, or some of the things you had, but have you done anything interesting today? I'm kind of curious, like my friend Sedona, to ask people what they've eaten today because I'm looking for ideas, but the truth of the matter is I'm picky. And I never want to know about people that eat, I never want to hear if someone's had fish because they're not gonna convince me. Well, I'm in Canada, but both places are quite big, so I'm sure in some parts of it, yes, and in some parts of it, no. We got it late, but we finally did, and it's here to stay, and we hardly ever have a green Christmas. So, But yeah. But that being said, I have these paneer bites. Sorry, I'll stop in a moment here. And with a certain type of dip, it tastes pretty similar. And it kind of disturbs me because because it tastes so similar. You can say the same with the beef. But soon I'm going to be having, I don't know about today or not, but I want to make and yes, plant-based, but steak sandwich with mayonnaise and garlic, maybe. So that reminds me, I want to get that ginger that's over here. I think I had it out here, ready to use it. No, I must have put it somewhere else. Well, it's hard to use it if I can't find it. That's annoying. Looks like I might be having to tidy off the couch. I brought it out there to remind myself, because I've never really cooked with it. I brought it out there to, really, that's interesting. Are you vegetarian as well? Well, I'm not solely, but pretty darn close to it. And I don't, well, you gotta be one or the other. No, it makes sense with a lot of other ways that I am too. But, no, I was gonna look up recipes for it. And that's really the only thing I've thought to do with it so far. And then, really, in Europe, really, okay, yeah, really, okay. I grew up with it quite a bit. My dad loved eating steak. When he passed, I think it was a mixture of that. I don't know, but then we could have stopped eating a lot of stuff because he ate more than steak. But he probably had steak a few times a week, I would say. And, people say, well, you cook it till you like it. There's no one way. And I believe that that rare is just gross. But you don't want it too chewy either. Yeah, I don't like pork. I go through phases. I have, autism spectrum eating disorder, and I get bothered by the thought of things sometimes. but yeah, no. But I don't know if they have Beyond Meat brand there, and that is actually pretty realistic for any, But I would say, sometimes I hear of people that are not vegan or vegetarian giving those things a try, and it's like, well, I'm glad you're curious, but it's kind of like, can you save it for the people that would only eat that though? Like, and yeah, we got this bread with little pieces of garlic in it, and yeah, if I can find the ginger, I don't know if I think it'll go ginger beef. Okay, I should be getting this started because then it would for sure be done by the time I'm here, but I've been distracted. So, as you may have noticed. So, I need a pull inside. Yeah, it sounds like you're not really celebrating the holidays much. I was quite stressed about some possible upcoming get-togethers, but I think that in my other two recent podcasts, I think that I've kind of got myself to a spot. I could say, since I've done all that, I could really be saving myself a lot of energy. But I'll just talk, maybe we'll talk for an hour. If I figured that out, I'll say, are there any other thoughts that you have about the family stuff? No, any other thing that's come to mind? Anything you said to the other person, talked to, or anyone else? And other than that, the health stuff, and that's really going to be, and maybe just my excitement about something upcoming. But other than that, hopefully not, and I don't exactly need anything else. Anyway, I hope you're still here. If there's anything particularly that you'd like to talk about or think of that you'd like to talk about or songs you'd like to hear, feel free. If there's something that you're feeling you're needing support with these days. I think that you said that you're in college or university. What are you studying? And I think you said, are you also working these days? Yeah, there's some topics. I'll be right back, and feel free to... Oh, really? Okay, I'm hoping that's it, because it seems to happen quite often, but it's a little bit awkward. You look like you are, like you're not doing. Anyway, but Oh, I miss those days. The rock band, the shop classes, some of the other classes, the routine. But I have routine for the most part at home, and I mean, still, just as different. And I really do value. Um, but there's always the kind of flex time in between, or the every now and then, different things, or But so I'm just gonna leave that covered because I don't want anybody to. I mean, we've chatted with each other a few times, and I didn't know that. And when I went to your channel, yeah, you look like you're 18 or 19. I just don't want anybody to think anything weird. And you might be 18 or 19. Maybe don't say. Because let's just think that you are. I mean, I don't do anything that bad. I know I say that the only filter's in the coffee machine, but I mean, yeah, I don't want to be. You don't mind. That's the main thing, and like that knows that she talks with me, and maybe even has watched me sometimes. Okay, cool. Although I want to experience real adulthood, I'll miss these days. Oh yeah. Well, in those days, in some ways you'll still have them. You'll find ways, but it's spots in life that everyone is in, right? Because you're looking forward to experiencing adulthood, and I've been in it for a few years, plus a few more, and it's like, so anything, I mean, I can only give my perspective based on my experience perspective, but if there's anything, about life that I don't know, we may have even talked about this in the past, I can't recall, but maybe it'll come out differently this time, or at least I will. Just kidding. But if there's anything that you're curious about, maybe I can. One thing I would say, and I heard somebody else say it in their live recently, is the recommendation of getting a degree. Unless you have a real good in for self-employment, like somebody who owns a business that's, willing to hire you, or you have a family business you can go into, or you just, you can be self-employed mindset all you want. You may or may not be successful. I hope that you would be if that's something that you're interested in. But that would be I mean, I'm open to anything else you want to bring up. But as much as I'd like to say people can learn on the job and lived experiences is important, and you can gain those throughout your life, a lot of things require degrees. It's just what it is. Anyway, I have to go upstairs for about 10 minutes, probably less. And then I will come down and see your other comments and reply to them. And yeah. So I don't mean to rush off, but I kind of need to. And I'll be right back. But again, you're the only one here chatting. And it's so unmotivating when it's quiet. But I don't have anything to do for a few hours. So I appreciate you being here. And the dog's already been for his walk. And I'm kind of saving my energy and waiting until it's a good night if we need to go out. So. Oh, by the way, my spouse's ex, they're kind of friends, but they haven't talked a lot lately. It's named Robin. And they might see each other in the new year. And I don't know if I should be part of that visit. Or a FOMO, or, I don't know. So I'd like to be more of that. Bit of a focus thing, and didn't seem to need to be there as long. This doesn't get back into that pot. That's a big one. That's a big roof rack too. Doesn't have anybody living in it now that it's winter. Really annoys me. Apparently there's a lot of that in Saskatchewan. I forget there was something I was saying, but I forget. maybe one day I'll be paid back for the good things I did. Well, I mean, well, that's really strange. I just noticed something. But, okay, so what happened there was it did this one thing, but again, it should still show accurately the full video later. And then it was taking forever to reconnect, even though I hadn't went from a to a different screen or whatever. And then it tried 2 or 3 times, and luckily I was just enough space to YouTube icon before the clear all, without the clear all button. Yeah. I mean, sounds like we could both benefit from that. You know, it's not only about that, but it's nice when that comes around too, right? Sometimes it feels like a blessing, sometimes it doesn't, that's for sure. I want to also say that you're making then, which maybe it's not, then, which maybe it's not, then I'll continue. That was really odd, all that happening, and you're the only one here. So that's kind of, but I do, again, you're making it worth it being, yeah. Anyway, I was still making my coffee. I'm thinking, is it something out there? Is that why? I'm going to once more, I appreciate your patience, but only because I'm plugging this in. Very thankful that you value me and enjoy talking with me and that, and even when my device is being wonky, you're sticking around, and it was very wonky there for a few minutes, so you're sticking around, and I appreciate that. How is the syncing that you might say? If it's looking funny. I'm also kind of curious to try it on here, to be honest.